Every single one of us was born with a spark. That spark is potential, the ability to grow, to fight, to rise, and to achieve greatness. But as we grow older, life throws dirt on that spark: doubts, failures, criticism, and fear. Slowly, the fire that once burned brightly inside us becomes dim. This script is not just words, it is a call to action, a reminder that deep within you, that fire still exists. All it needs is oxygen. All it needs is belief. All it needs is for you to stop waiting and start moving. Motivation is not about temporary hype. It is about transformation. It is about creating a mindset so strong that no obstacle, no rejection, no failure can break you. And in this journey, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power that lives inside you. Chapter 1. Why people give up. Before we talk about achieving greatness, we must first understand why so many people fail to get there. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. They fail because they give up too soon. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone start with excitement, whether it's a new project, a business idea, a fitness journey, or even a dream up, and then after a few weeks, they quit? At first, they are full of energy. But as soon as things get hard, they stop. Why? Because motivation alone is not enough. It must be paired with discipline. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. The truth is, success is not glamorous. It's not about big moments up. It's about the small, unseen, boring steps you take every single day. But here's the tragedy. People stop when it gets uncomfortable. They want results fast, and when results don't come quickly, they convince themselves, maybe this isn't for me. No, it is for you. You just quit too early. Chapter 2, The Power of Persistence. Let me tell you something powerful. Persistence beats talent every single time. History is filled with examples of ordinary people who achieved extraordinary things, and not because they were the most gifted, but because they refused to stop. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded. Imagine if he quit after the 100th failure, or even the 999th. The world would have been darker literally because of his decision to quit. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishers before someone believed in her story. Today, her books inspire millions of readers worldwide. What's the lesson? Failure is not the end. Failure is feedback. Failure is a teacher. The only true failure is giving up. Every time you fall, you are one step closer to standing stronger. Every rejection, every disappointment, every obstacle, it is shaping you, preparing you, sharpening you for the breakthrough that is coming. Persistence is the bridge between dreams and reality. If you don't quit, you cannot lose. Chapter 3, The Inner Enemy. But let's be real, the hardest battles are not the ones outside you, it's the one inside your own head. Your inner enemy is louder than the critics around you. That voice that whispers, you're not good enough, you'll never make it, what if you fail, what will people think? This voice is the dream killer, and unless you learn to silence it, you will spend your life watching others live the dreams you once had. So, how do you silence it? By feeding yourself with the right thoughts. What you focus on grows. If you constantly feed your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will paralyze you. But if you feed your mind with courage, belief, and action, you will crush that inner enemy. Affirmations. Daily routines. Surrounding yourself with positive influences. Protecting your mental space. These are not just habits, they are weapons. Weapons to fight the inner war that stops 99% of people from never reaching their potential. Chapter 4. The Power of Vision. Here's a secret. Motivation without vision dies. You cannot stay motivated if you don't know what you're fighting for. A clear vision is like a map. Imagine driving without a destination. You will waste fuel, time, and energy, only to end up frustrated. But when you have clear destination, every turn, every mile, every struggle has meaning. Ask yourself, what do I really want in life? Not what society tells you, not what your family expects. What do you want? Write it down, see it, feel it. Picture yourself already living that life. That's not daydreaming, that's preparation. Your brain works with images. When you constantly see your vision, You create a magnetic pull towards it. Vision is fuel. It wakes you up when you're tired. It pushes you when you're lazy. It gives you strength when life gets heavy. Without vision, you will quit. With vision, you will endure. Chapter 5, Action Creates Motivation. Most people wait to feel motivated before taking action. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Motivation doesn't come first, the action does. Think about it. Have you ever forced yourself to go to the gym, and once you started, you actually felt good and motivated? That's how it works. Action creates motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting to feel ready. You will never feel 100% ready. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Every small action you take builds momentum, and momentum is more powerful than motivation. Once you start moving, you won't want to stop. So don't sit around waiting for a spark. Light the fire yourself. In Part 1, we talked about the fire inside you, the spark of persistence, vision, and action. But here's the truth. A spark alone is not enough. Fire without direction burns out. Power without discipline is wasted. That's why Part 2 is about building the foundation of the habits, the routines, and the environment that will carry you when motivation fades. Because motivation is temporary, but systems are permanent. You cannot rely on emotion. You cannot rely on hype. You must create a structure that makes success inevitable. Chapter 6, Habits are the silent architects of destiny. We are not the product of what we do once in a while. We are the product of what we do consistently. Your life right now is nothing more than the reflection of your habits. If you are strong, it's because of your health habits. If you are successful, it's because of your work habits. If you are disciplined, it's because of your daily rituals. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to brush every day. It's automatic. Why? Because it became a habit. Now imagine if you could turn success habits into something just as automatic. Reading 10 pages a day, exercising for 30 minutes, writing your goals every morning, working on your craft for 1 focused hour daily. Do these things for 1 day and nothing changes. Do them for 1 week, still small progress. But do them for 1 year and your entire life transforms. The greatest trap people fall into is overestimating what they can do in a day but underestimating what they can do in a year. The compound effect of small habits is unstoppable. So stop waiting for a miracle. Build habits, because habits will make you who you are destined to be. Chapter 7, Discipline over Motivation. If motivation is the engine, discipline is the driver. Without discipline, motivation crashes. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The truth is, you won't always feel motivated. There will be mornings when you're tired, when you're lazy, when your mind says not today. That's when discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings, it cares about your future. Ask any athlete, artist, or entrepreneur. They don't succeed because they feel motivated every day. They succeed because they built the discipline to show up, and no matter what. Here's a rule to live by. Do it especially when you don't feel like it. That's the moment that counts the most. That's when champions are made. Discipline is freedom, because when you master yourself, you master life. Chapter 8, The Environment Effect. You cannot plant a seed in bad soil and expect it to grow. In the same way, you cannot place yourself in a toxic environment and expect to thrive. Look around you. Who are you spending your time with? What content are you consuming? What conversations are shaping your thoughts? Your environment is either pushing you forward or holding you back. If you surround yourself with lazy people, you will adapt to their laziness. If you surround yourself with ambitious people, you will rise to their level. If your environment is full of negativity, it will poison your thoughts. If your environment is filled with positivity, it will nourish your growth. Sometimes, success is not about working harder, it's about changing your environment. Move away from distractions. Limit your time with negative influences. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your goals, not your excuses. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, so you fall to the level of your environment. Chapter 9, The Power of Routine. Routines are the backbone of achievement. Every successful person has a daily structure that keeps them aligned with their vision. Think of your routine as a blueprint for success. When you wake up early, when you exercise, when you plan your day, when you focus on meaningful work, you are not just passing time, You are building your future brick by brick. A strong morning routine is especially powerful. Why? Because mornings set the tone for the entire day. If you start with discipline, you carry discipline. If you start with excuses, you carry excuses. So create a morning routine that empowers you. Wake up with purpose. Feed your mind with positivity. Feed your body with energy. Feed your goals with action. The world belongs to those who control their mornings. Chapter 10. Momentum, the invisible force. Momentum is the most powerful ally you can have. When you start small and stay consistent, you create a force that becomes almost impossible to stop. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to start something, but once you're in motion, it gets easier? That's momentum. One workout leads to another. One chapter read leads to a book finished. One step taken leads to a journey completed. Momentum doesn't require you to be perfect. It only requires you to keep moving. Even small steps count, because movement creates energy. Energy creates progress. Progress creates motivation, and motivation fuels even more action. But here's the danger. Momentum works both ways. Negative momentum pulls you down just as fast. Skipping one day leads to 2 days. 2 days lead to a week. Before you know it, you've lost your rhythm. That's why you must protect your momentum like it's your life, because in many ways, it is. Chapter 11. Sacrifice, the price of greatness. Every dream comes with a price tag. The question is, are you willing to pay it? You cannot expect greatness without sacrifice. You will have to give up comfort. You will have to give up temporary pleasures. You will have to say no when others say yes. Success is lonely at times. While your friends are partying, you will be grinding. While others are sleeping, you will be working. While others are wasting time, you will be investing it. But understand this. Sacrifice is not loss. Sacrifice is exchange. You are giving up something small for something greater. You are trading a short-term distraction for long-term fulfillment. And when you finally achieve your dream, the sacrifices will not feel like pain. They will feel like the best investment you ever made. Chapter 12. Resilience, bouncing back stronger. No matter how disciplined, no matter how focused, you will face setbacks. Life will test you. You will fail. You will fall. You will be rejected. But resilience is what separates winners from quitters. Resilience is the ability to stand back up after life knocks you down. When you face setbacks, don't ask why me. Ask, what is this teaching me? Because every hardship carries a lesson. And those lessons are preparing you for the next level. The strongest trees are not those that never face storms, they are the ones that bend but never break. You are stronger than you think. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you survived, proof that you refused to quit, proof that you are still in the game. And as long as you are still in the game, you still have a chance to win. Introduction. Beyond success. Success is not just about reaching your goals. True success is about who you become in the process, and how many lives you impact along the way. In part 1, we learned that motivation begins with a spark. In part 2, we built the foundational habits, routines, discipline. Now, in part 3, we step into the highest level of motivation, the kind that outlives you. This is where we talk about self-belief, leadership, and legacy. Because motivation is not just about today, it's about forever. Chapter 13. The power of self-belief. Everything begins in the mind. Before you can achieve anything on the outside, you must believe it on the inside. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Think about that. Your beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you're weak, you'll never fight. If you believe you're not worthy, you'll never try. But if you believe you're unstoppable, you'll find a way even when there seems to be no way. Belief is the foundation of greatness. Every champion believes before the world sees. Every leader believes before followers join. Every dreamer believes before success comes true. Self-belief is not arrogance. Self-belief is saying, I am capable. I am worthy. I will not stop until I get there. When you believe in yourself, you activate courage. And courage is the beginning of every victory. Chapter 14. Leadership starts with you. Leadership is not about titles. Leadership is about influence. And the first person you must lead is yourself. If you cannot control your own mind, how will you inspire others? If you cannot push yourself when nobody's watching, how will you lead a team? If you cannot stay disciplined with your own goals, How will you teach others to stay disciplined with theirs? Leadership begins with example. People don't follow what you say, they follow what you do. When you live with integrity, when you work with passion, when you refuse to quit, people notice, and without even realizing it, you become a leader. The world needs more leaders, not bosses, not controllers. Leaders are people who lift others up, who inspire others to rise, who show by example that greatness is possible. And here's the truth, leadership is not optional. Every day, someone is watching you, a friend, a family member, a stranger. Without knowing, you might already be someone's reason to keep going. So lead well, lead with courage, lead with love. Chapter 15. Purpose as the ultimate fuel. There is one thing more powerful than motivation, more powerful than discipline, more powerful than resilience, and that is purpose. When you have a strong why, no obstacle can stop you. Purpose gives meaning to pain. Purpose gives strength to sacrifice. Purpose gives clarity to confusion. Why do soldiers fight? Why do parents sacrifice? Why do inventors persist for years? It's not because they felt motivated. It's because they had a purpose bigger than themselves. Your purpose is your ultimate fuel. It's what gets you out of bed when you want to quit. It's what keeps you moving when life gets heavy. If you don't know your purpose yet, don't worry. Purpose is discovered in action. Try, fail, explore, learn, and your purpose will reveal itself along the way. But once you find it, protect it, guard it, live for it, because when you have a why, you can survive anyhow. Chapter 16. The ripple effect. Motivation is not just about you. It's about the impact you create on others. Imagine throwing a stone into a lake. The ripples spread far beyond where the stone landed. That's what your actions do. Every time you choose courage, every time you refuse to quit, every time you rise after falling, you inspire someone else to do the same. Maybe you don't realize it, but someone is watching you right now. Someone is waiting for proof that it's possible, and you are that proof. The way you live your life creates ripples that touch people you may never even meet. Your story might become someone's reason to keep fighting. Your example might become someone's blueprint for success. So don't just rise for yourself, rise for the people who need you, because motivation multiplies when it is shared. Chapter 17. Overcoming fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the greatest killers of dreams. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every failure carries a lesson. Every mistake makes you wiser. Every setback makes you stronger. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, but they never say, "Walking isn't for me." They get up. They try again until one day, they succeed. So why, as adults, do we fear falling? Falling is the only way to rise. Failure is not the end, it's the beginning of mastery. Don't fear failure, fear regret, fear reaching the end of your life and realizing you never tried. Because failure is temporary but regret lasts forever. Chapter 18. Legacy. Living beyond yourself. One day, your time here will end. The question is, what will you leave behind? Legacy is not about money. Legacy is not about fame. Legacy is about impact. Did you make people's lives better? Did you inspire others to rise? Did you create something that will outlive you? Greatness is not measured by what you take from the world, but by what you give to it. The most powerful people in history were not those who had the most, but those who gave the most of their courage, their vision, their service. So ask yourself, what legacy am I building today? What will people remember when I'm gone? Because one day, your name will be spoken for the last time. Make sure that when it is, it carries a story of courage, impact, and love. Chapter 19. The call to action. Now that we've come to the end of this journey, it's time to act. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more holding back. You have everything you need. You have the spark. You have the habits. You have the vision. You have the purpose. Now it's time to step into the life you were meant to live. Start small, but start today. Take one step. Build momentum. Grow stronger. And never, ever quit. Your future self is waiting. The world is waiting. The people who will be inspired by you are waiting. Don't keep them waiting any longer. Closing up Part 3. This is the final piece of the puzzle. Part 1 gave you the spark. Part 2 built the foundation. Part 3 calls you to rise higher, to believe, to lead, to find purpose, to leave a legacy. Now, The rest of this story is up to you. At Y!! You are not just here to survive. You are here to rise, to lead, to inspire, to leave the world better than you found it. So go out there, fight for your dreams.